Hi, we have file 8, file 8A, page 138, simple past, regular and irregular verbs. So here we have three different cases, the verb to be, regular verbs and irregular verbs. Listen and pay attention to the affirmative, negative and interrogative conjugation of each section.
4.11.
I was born in Japan. They were late for class yesterday.
She wasn't at home last night. You weren't very nice to her.
Were you sick yesterday? When was he born? I really liked the present. She wanted to be a doctor.
She didn't enjoy the concert. They didn't arrive until very late.
Did you watch the game last night? When did you finish the book? I went to Seoul last summer. She slept on the sofa.
He didn't come home last night. They didn't hear the music.
Did you speak to your sister yesterday? Where did you have lunch?
Okay, so notice that we have three numbers in relation to the three sections we have just read and listened. Number one, the verb to be in the simple past says the past of be is was, were. Was for singular nouns, were for plural nouns. We add not to make negatives and invert the subject and verb to make questions. So you have to remember the conjugation I was, they were, and in general he, she, it was, they, you were. So the negative wasn't, weren't, in interrogative you use were or was at the beginning. Number two, regular verbs add ed or d in the simple past affirmative. Example, light, wanted. This is simple past affirmative, like in the examples here. In the negative, you use didn't, and the verb goes normal. And the interrogative, you use the same. You use the auxiliary verb did, and the verb goes normal. Number three, irregular verbs change their form in the simple past affirmative. Example, go base form, went in the simple past, see base form, saw is the simple past. So you have to remember that in the affirmative past sentences, the verb goes in the irregular form, in the simple past. Negative and questions, you use didn't and did, and the verb goes in the base form. Now we have a bullet point. Regular and irregular verbs, except can, use didn't in the negative and the base form. Example, I didn't like it. She didn't sing. Did for questions, subject, base form. Example, do you want to come? Base form. Where did she go? Base form. So did for questions and didn't for negatives indicate the simple past. Now, can is in the present or base form, could is the simple past. The past of can is could. We add not to make negatives I couldn't find my glasses. And reverse the subject and verb to make questions. Could you use your cell phone on the mountain? So don't use did or didn't. Don't use did or didn't when you express an ability or a possibility in the simple past using could. Now let's practice. On page 139 we have the letter A, file 8, letter A. Letter A, complete the dialogue using the simple past of the verbs in parentheses. Now it's time to remember the lists of vocabulary that we have used. Example, remember it's a conversation between A and B. Where were you last night at 8 o'clock? Stop the video and then check your answers. Okay? Now let's go to the letter B. Complete the text with the simple past of the verbs in parentheses. Now it's a description. Last night I was asleep in my room when a strange noise. So you are going to put the verbs in parentheses into the simple past. Stop the video and then check your answers. Okay, let's check.